I brought back parsnips. I'm going to make hazelnut soup for dinner. Your favorite. Surprise!
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to make the hazelnut soup from Tangled. To start things off, we're going to need one medium acorn squash. Cut the squash in half and scoop out the seeds and stringy squash innards. We'll put it in the bowl. Good job. Scoop. Nice. Give those squash halves a few optional knife hits and place them on a baking sheet. Drizzle with some olive oil and lay them flesh side down. Bake in an oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 35 to 40 minutes until the squash is tender. Ready? Now what would hazelnut soup be without hazelnuts? I guess just soup. Anyways, now it's time for hazelnuts. For this recipe, we need 3/4 cup of roasted hazelnuts. I'll show you how to roast your own, starting with shelled hazelnuts. First off, you'll want to get yourself a nutcracker. I didn't have one until this video. I think this one came from Walmart. I'll leave a link to a decent nutcracker in the description. You're going to want to crack the shells and then remove the hazelnut from the inside. The hazelnuts will all have a skin on them that will need to be removed. I'll show you 2 different ways to remove these pesky skins. The first method is basically to blanch the nuts. Fill a pot with water and bring it to a boil. Add 2 teaspoons of baking soda and add the hazelnuts. After about 60 seconds, remove and add to a bowl of ice water. Now the skins should easily come off the hazelnuts, more or less. This method works fairly well. It is a little time consuming having to remove the skins from each nut individually. The other negative is that blanching can kind of dull the flavor of the hazelnuts. This improves a bit though if you roast. The second method would be just to roast from the start with the skins on. Simply roast at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 15 minutes until browned and fragrant. I found that most of the nuts after roasting, the skins peeled off pretty easy. There will be some stragglers though. You can try removing the skins from the stragglers by rubbing with a kitchen towel. The rubbing of the kitchen towel should help remove the skins fairly quickly. Overall, method 1 with blanching makes the skins fall off the most easily, but it is more time consuming and can remove a little bit of the flavor. Method 2 was faster, more flavorful. After trying both, I definitely prefer method 2. Time is important, and so is flavor. Or you could just try buying hazelnuts that are already shelled, peeled, and roasted. Honestly, I should have done that, but at least I learned some new things. Now that we have roasted hazelnuts, time to prepare the rest of the ingredients for the soup. Mother Gothel specifically says she got parsnips, so of course, we will need 1 pound of parsnips. Along with this, 2 Granny Smith apples and 2 large shallots. Thinly slice the shallots, chop the apples, and chop the parsnips. This recording was actually my first attempt at this recipe, and in this attempt, I did not peel the parsnips. I actually redid this recipe and peeled all the parsnips. They're not peeled in the clip here, but in my end result, I did peel them. Once the produce is prepped, grab a large pot and heat up some olive oil. Add in the shallots and cook for about 5 minutes until tender. Add the parsnips and apples. Cook this for another 5 minutes. Add 6 cups of chicken stock, or use vegetable stock if you want to keep it vegan. Add in the roasted acorn squash, the roasted hazelnuts, and 1 tablespoon of thyme. Give this all a stir to combine and cover the pot. Cook this on about medium heat for 30 minutes until the vegetables are tender. Once the soup is ready, either add it in batches to a blender or use an immersion blender in the pot to get this soup nice and smooth. Blend to your desired consistency. Also make sure it's thin enough to your liking. If you find the soup is too thick, just add some more stock to thin it out. Nothing left to do except serve. Ladle into a bowl and maybe top with a slice from an extra Granny Smith apple. Some chopped hazelnuts, maybe a little thyme. This soup wasn't half bad. It was a bit interesting. I've never had parsnips before and I'm not sure I'm quite used to that flavor profile yet. It had a little bit of a sourness to it, probably from those parsnips, a little bit from the green apple, but the squash helped bring some richness and there was some nuttiness from, well, the nuts. I got the inspiration for this recipe from the Disney Villains Cookbook. It's got quite a few fun different recipes in there. I'll leave a link to it in the description. And shout out to my lovely sister-in-law Kara for the book in the first place. Doing this video and recipe is long overdue. So Kara, sorry for the wait. As always, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed or learned something, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. If you have any other suggestions or recommendations or requests for Disney recipes you'd like to see me make, please let me know in the comments. I would love to try them out. Thanks again, everyone, and see you next time.